This activity is for 5th grade students to practice their factors skills and to begin to make the connections between factors and prime numbers and composite numbers. The activity could be used for 5.4a. Students can identify prime and composite numbers. Factors is a prerequisite skill taught as a strategy to support student understanding in this TEK. First, students will play a factor game created by NCTM Illuminations. If I were teaching this TEK, this would not be my initial instruction activity, but more of a lesson to practice skills for mastery. The great thing about this Illuminations game is that the game board can expand to several larger sizes and more difficult numbers, making differentiation easy for students to do on their own. This activity could be done with or without a partner. If students are working together, they should be discussing the strategies used to identify a number's factor. If a student is working alone, they may be able to record their strategy inside their interactive math notebook. Next, students will begin to think about how this game connects with prime and composite numbers. Students should connect that the numbers with the most factors and that give them the most points are composite numbers. The numbers that have no factors and that often cause students to miss a turn are prime numbers. Students should begin to make that connection. After a conversation of connections have been made, students will put together a presentation using Google Slides. Google Slides is very similar to Microsoft PowerPoint and is a great tool for students to make simple presentations. The presentations should include a slide on what factors are, at least one strategy the student practiced when playing a game, and a slide on at least one connection students made between the factor game and prime and composite numbers. Lastly, students will present their presentation at a family math night. This is a time when families come into the school and students get to be an expert on their topic and get to teach their parents. Students enjoy this time to share with the families just how smart they are and how hard they work at school. I will know a student has obtained mastery during this project when they have collaborated appropriately and both parties have contributed to the activity. Also, when students must be able to describe what factors are and explain at least one tool we can use to find factors. Lastly, the students must correctly identify prime and composite numbers using factors.